think I belong here. I don't think I fit in.
Oh, nonsense. Of course you do.
Oh, no, I mean it. I mean it. It's just somebody must have goofed if I gotta stay here another day.
Peace! Professor Griff, public enemy, the ex-minister.
Which means it's too strong.
If we can send like the serious minds bat signal up in the sky, but I don't know. You must have been like extremely busy making $1 million deals, something. All right. Anyway, in the meantime, between time, we are black yet again, and I was doing research on one subject today, and that was the Cleopatra, Netflix Cleopatra film that Jada Pinkett Smith was kind of doing. Had a long, deep conversation with Professor Smalls today, and just kind of sitting down and just kind of going over some notes because I wanted to talk about it. Went upstairs to the library, pulling down books and that kind of thing, and I just said to myself, you know something? I better hold off on that. That's a longer show, a deeper discussion. Yeah, because, yeah, this idea of Egyptians and Greeks and this kind of thing. And I noticed a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing online is not even talking about the history of black people in both of those civilizations. So I'm going to hold off on that, Quan. Although I was just kind of, I woke up with a burning desire to talk about it. Yeah, but yeah, no, not right now. There's so much more to that. LP, what's good with you, man? LP, when I first saw your name, you didn't capitalize the L. I thought it was IP, like Ip Man or something, man. I was like, all right, I got you. You want to be Ip Man, so let him be Ip Man today. All right, shout out to everyone. Griff changed the smoke detector. All of these are waiting for batteries. And it's not a smoke detector, Quan. This is for carbon monoxide. Thank you, Quan. Really appreciate that. Don't you do this kind of work? Help me out, man. Give me a damn, that thing's loud. And these take them expensive, what's the name, batteries, some 9-volt joints. Thank you, Quan. Anyway, meantime, between time. Where was I at? Oh, I was about to play my sister's video. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm trying to look so the carbon monoxide things. I got to change the battery. That's why I took them down off the wall and brought them down here. Matter of fact, they starting to get on my nerves. You see, now that you brought it to my attention, hold on. Now I got to put them in the other room. Got to go. All right, Quan. Damn, hold on, man. Yeah, they messed with my signal again. So let me see if I can do this and do it right. Quan, you realize I started DJing again, right? So I just say to myself, I'm gonna do all classics because I'm not playing none of this what's the name music. You already know that. Hold on for a second.
If you have
Check this
challenges
out.
in your life and need spiritual guidance, visit Inanna's Spirit Box on Etsy. Von B has over 20 years of experience in studying metaphysics and spirituality. She offers spiritual boxes, which involve candle rituals, spiritual baths, and consultations. Von B is excited to help you manifest your heart's desire with the spiritual tools of magic. All items are personalized and cater to your specific needs. Visit Inanna's Spirit Box on Etsy. In need of spiritual guidance? Contact her at 1-888-619-1999 and leave your name, number, and email address for her to contact you.
All right. Let me get my screen back. All right, we're black. All right, so fam. Today's subject, we're going to be talking about black children. Why are they perceived as a threat? So can anybody give me recent history other than what happened in Kansas City with our brother Ralph Ewell? What are some of the other incidents? What's one of the more famous ones? And let's take it from that point and roll it forward. All right. Of course, y'all already know I'm talking about Emmett Till. So what are some of those other incidents where black children were involved? All right. Tamir Rice. Thank you very much, Chris. He said Tamir Rice. Who else? Are y'all with me on IG over here? Come on, talk to me. All right. And these situations are very critical. Elijah McCain, that one and Tamir Rice, I mean, really hit home for me. Seriously, man. It's like, it's hard to just hold back your tears on situations like that. It's like, wow. Trayvon Martin. Yeah. So Trayvon Martin hit me in my chest so much so that me and my sons, we went to the studio and did a song about it, man. Mike Brown. As big as Mike Brown was, Mike Brown was still a child. Yusuf Hawkins in New York. So, man. Antoine Rose. Now, who's Antoine Rose and where did this happen at? Antoine Rose. Born Allah. Where did this happen at? Antoine Rose. I'm not familiar. Happy Juice LLC. Chill with that, man. We don't want tofu patties. We're trying to do a show here and you're talking about tofu patties. Come on, bro. Latasha Harlins. Kendrick Johnson. I remember Kendrick Johnson because that happened here in Georgia, I believe. Jordan Davis. I remember the Jordan Davis. So I was doing some research and I ran across an article. Here, I'm over here, Quan. Oh, Atomic Juices. All right, peace. What's up, man? Yeah, get ahead and promote your thing, man. I'm good. Atomic Juices in the building. Make it happen. All right? Yeah. Atomic Juices, you can do it. I just thought you was somebody else that lived down the street, around the corner in another neighborhood. Atomic Juices, do your thing. All right? You said you got tofu patties? Well, I'm not really doing tofu nowadays, so if you got something else, I'm good. All right? Anyway, I was doing an interview last night with my good brother from the West Coast on KJLH. I think Danny Matheson, I believe. I think it was Stevie Wonder's radio station late last night. And he brought up this thing about Steph Curry, which I don't, I'll take an Aki patty. Yeah, for real. I got you. Thing about Steph Curry, man. I wanted to talk about that also today. So I had 3 or 4 subjects rolling around in my head. And this thing with Steph Curry, it's just ugly, man. Yeah. Anyway, the subject that we're talking about is black children perceived as a threat. Why are black children seen as a threat? Is racism inside of the context of this thing called racism, white supremacy, this racial construct? Do they see young black men like they see older black men? Do they see a 4-year-old as they would see a 40-year-old? Do they see a 14-year-old like he's a 24-year-old? Like he's a grown man? All right. Yeah, I didn't mean to be scatterbrained. I was clicking on trying to find the article, and I saw the Steph Curry thing, which disturbed my soul for real, man. It's like, come on, Steph. Come on, bro. Jalen Walker. Now, where was this at? What happened to Jalen Walker? If y'all going to put the name up, can y'all put where these things happen so it can jar my memory? They see black children as adults. Okay. That's what I thought, because studying this information, I was doing the research. I was doing research for a book, and then it turned into I wanted to do an ebook, because I already had a book that I was doing, and I did the cover and everything. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I could find it so I could show it to y'all. Yeah, and I was trying hardest to kind of stay focused and kind of, damn, what happened? Come on now. Yeah, it was some time ago. This is and that's not even a good. Hold on for a second. That's not even a good representation of the book. Oh, hold on for a second. This might be one. All right, I think that's it. All right, let me move it over here so I can show y'all the book. And seriously, fam, I was dead serious. I was doing a deeper research at the time. Here is, hold on for a second. Share my screen. Come on. Nope, I don't want to write a review. Review is my screen. All right. Let me see. Nope. No, 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 no. What's happening? Boy, if anything can mess up today, it's messing up today. Any other time in my life, something could mess up, it's messing up right now. And why? All right, here we go. I want that window. All right. This is what it looked like. I was doing PowerPoint. I was going through the research. I was pulling up stats and charts and graphs. I mean, I was putting the book down. My way of writing a book is slightly different from a lot of people's. So, America entertained through black pain. Entertained by black pain, pardon me. It was basically this idea of, let me show you. Basically idea of the men in blue. The men in blue was causing this particular pain, but the white collective was being entertained by it. And it was critical. So I was actually putting it together just to kind of let y'all know, let y'all see. And I brought it all the way back from slavery and kind of brought it forward. Well, make a long story short and a short story shorter, the information that I was gathering today for this kind of subject today was reminiscing of that. And it just kind of brought back some memories. Anyway, let me pull this back up so we can kind of, where's my article that I was reading? Here it is. Let me share the screen with y'all yet again. I apologize if it seems like I'm so unorganized here, but I'm really not. Sometimes your brain works that way. Ralph Yall, shooting shows dangerous perception of black children, experts say. Why are black children perceived as a threat? Experts point to long-held racial bias. What is the long-held racial bias that can I say the domestic collective or the global white collective? Can y'all help me out? I'm stumped right here. Help me out so I can move forward with the article. Domestic or global? Local or global? Help me out. Need some help, Quan. Throw me a life raft. Big J21, so you bought the Covert War on Hip Hop? Give thanks, good bro. Global. Chris said global. The global white collective on how they view and what lens do they view black children through. All right? Why are we acting like this hasn't been happening since we came into contact with these folks? Exactly. So I think the thing that needs to be understood, especially with this case that just happened the other day, and I'm sure you all saw the grandson of Mr. Lester, Hannibal Lester, came forward, and he basically says older white people hold on to these stereotypical Christian fundamental Republican beliefs, and they sit all day and they watch Fox News, which revigorates them and gives them hope because they are living in fear. I'm going to say that again. I'm not being condescending by sounding the way I sound. They are living in fear, he said. Go back and listen. Go on CNN. Pull it up. They are living in fear. Which one of our ancestors said that to us? These white men are living in fear of us. So to go to the door and ring the doorbell and they see a black figure, they're shooting. Who said that, Quan? Thank you, Quan. You're right on it. Quan said Frances Cress Welsing, and she's right. Indeed, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing gave us the ISIS papers, the keys to the colors. All right. And she basically said they live in fear of white genetic survival. So the potential of what a young black man could possibly do on a genetic level frightens them. And they have to, as Dr. Francis Cress Welsing teaches us, they have to equalize it out. It has to be equal. And the only thing that can match up to the size of the black man's penis is a gun. Not only the size, but the potential. I'm not being vulgar. This is a scientific work that I have in my hand. Study the ISIS papers, the keys to the colors. We must understand this particular dynamic and how this works. This plays right into what happened to our brother. All right? Andrew Lester told police that he was scared to death. He said it himself. He was scared to death. What are you scared of? A 16-year-old coming to your door, ringing the doorbell. So what does the system of racism, white supremacy do? They have to hold on to their guns and use their guns to equal the fight out. Or just balance the playing field, so to speak. Let me say that. Be a little bit more grammatically correct. They have to, the balance of power has to happen. Even in a confrontation like that. Dude didn't even open the door. There was no words exchanged. No threats. All right? Dexter, no, Doc, you correct. Now, unfortunately, many of us, those folks, view young blacks as threats. Thugs, Glock carrying, and drug slinging criminals. Nothing but a threat. The threat that needs to be eliminated. You're absolutely correct. So what the system of white supremacy does and is doing right now is producing more and more and more Uncle Toms and Uncle Thomasinas, Negroes. All right? And this is why I had an issue with what Steph Curry said. Because racism, white supremacy has looked inside of the black collective to see who they can bring on their side, throw them a couple of chicken bones, all right, give them a position so they can become the buffer between us and them. And this book speaks on that. The American Directory of Certified Uncle Toms. The system of white supremacy manufacture these kind of Negroes. They manufacture them. This is very real. All right? The American Directory of Certified Uncle Toms. So if we want to start looking at these stories that we're seeing on the news and get a deeper understanding of them, take your time for a second, man. Just sit tight, breathe, press the pause button, and do a little bit of research. You don't have to go far. You don't have to go far. It's a very real dynamic that's being played out. All right? Andrew Lester told police that he was scared to death when he saw a black teenager at his front door. The fear drove the 84-year-old to shoot the teenager in the face and then shoot him again. Ralph Yall, who had rang Lester's doorbell by mistake. Lester's fear represents a deep-seated negative perception of black children. Experts told NBC News, which has endured for centuries and leads to harsher treatment and punishment of those children. The children are suffering because older white people are living in fear. As told and taught to us by Dr. Frances Cress Welsing in her book, The ISIS Papers. Fear of genetic annihilation. The negative perceptions, she said, are fueled by racial bias. Black children face every single day. And it's almost like a triple threat or an exaggerated perception of their size, misperceiving them as older than they actually are. And this leads to the dehumanization in a person's psyche and mind about Black children. So in their mind, they have Black people as animals. So when Black people show up and ring the doorbell by accident, they seem larger than life. Almost like the fear that they put in white America with the movie, D.W. Griffith's movie. Now, why can't I remember the damn movie? I need some brain tonic. Somebody help me with the movie. A Birth of a Nation. Damn. I got it. Birth of a Nation. All right. And Birth of a Nation was showed and viewed at the White House. So, Tanny, too smooth. Thank you very much. You on it. I pulled it to mind. I pulled it back. I got it. Griff told Black boys not to murder and physically attack elderly white. Griff, tell Black boys not to murder and physically attack elderly. Well, Black boys shouldn't murder and attack anyone. Why would I tell them not to do that to white people? You shouldn't do that to anyone. But Yusuf Rumble, can you tell white police officers not to shoot and kill Black people? Black young men? So we do have to understand something. And I think I was listening to Professor Black Truth, and he's basically saying that he listened to what the auntie and the mom had to say, and it's ridiculous, man. And let me answer the gentleman who sent me something about Professor Black Truth. Him calling himself the professor. Well, shit, he is the professor. What the hell? If this is a communiversity, why can't there be more than one professor? There's Professor Daddy-O, the large professor, Professor Griff, Professor Black Truth. There could be many professors in a university. All right. But the way this person kind of was sending me messages, I'm like, bro, you an agitator, a troll, or somebody trying to kick up dust. There's nothing you can possibly do to kick up dust between me and that brother, Professor Black Truth. And I'm telling y'all straight up, he is the professor. You hearing it from Professor Griff. He is the professor. Shit, and if I ain't got an issue with it, why y'all got an issue with it? The man is doing a marvelous job. So much so that I probably listen to every episode. But you see, that was my test. You understand what I'm saying? And I didn't fall for it. And you all know that person made the 421st person that was blocked on my cell phone. Because I'm not doing that. So shout out to Professor Black Truth, the professor. Anyway. We got to be careful when Negroes like that creep up. You understand what I'm saying? And they see that, you know, we're balancing this black media thing out. We're covering all angles. You understand what I'm saying? And there's some people sitting back mad at that. You understand what I'm saying? There's elder professors, Professor Smalls, Professor up, there's a lot of professors. It's a beautiful thing. And I wouldn't want the weight of all of that on my shoulders any old way. We need to spread this thing out for real. All right. So now, so the article goes on and it talks about the essence of innocence, consequences, and dehumanizing black children. When are black children ever allowed to be black children? That's a question I'm just throwing out there. When are black children allowed to be black children? Just able to be themselves, able to play, able to act their age, just able to be. Quan, I'm glad you said that because that is the basis and the premise of my book. This is my rhyme book. Yeah, I'm old school. I still got a rhyme book. The Enemy of My Enemy. The name of my album coming out. I still have a rhyme book. I still write my rhymes down. All right. And it's funny that you should say never underestimate your enemy. No one is safe. Before I put the album out, a lot of people that may be thinking the obvious, you're wrong. So stop. When I say the enemy of my enemy, automatically you think I'm talking about public enemy. But what if I was talking about the enemy of the self? We're not going to talk about that right now. I'm going to save that. But we'll talk. A lot of this stuff is not as deep as we think it is. But in order to bring it to the surface level where everybody can understand it on an equal playing field, you got to go deep, bring it forward, present it in the present. All right? And then bring it down and speak on a level where everyone can understand. That's just my strategy. That's my methodology. That's how I have to approach things. This is why when I get on here, I just don't ba. I'd rather have a conversation with you. All right, this is why me and Quan decided we're going to try to get this thing interactive where it's a telephone that I pick up and we call. You can call in and we talk. All right. Peace purveyor. Prove that. Prove that black people are the number one enemy of other black people. I got time today. Prove that, man. Whoever you are, we don't know you. Prove that. Prove that black people are the number one enemy of other black people. Prove that. And I rarely challenge people on it because I don't like to do the debate thing, but prove that. I'm open today. And we're patiently waiting for the purveyor of truth or the purveyor of, the peace purveyor. Sabrina, thank you very much. Walter O'Neill, thank you very much. Mr. Peace Purveyor, we're waiting on you. Y'all ever listen real close to Popeye the Sailor Man when he ain't doing shit? He starts singing, "Squad-a-doo, squad-a-dee, squad-a-doo." Come on, bro, we waiting. No, we're not going for that, man. Thank you, Quan. Their names don't even match their talking points. You know, Oh, that was deep. I like that, Rodney. Rodney Stokes. The level of the psychological warfare performed on black people through music, imagery, etc. is unmatched. Can't blame the fruit. You got to blame the root. Woo. Paulie Fields, can you do me a favor? Call me on that. I'm just not knowledgeable in that area, bro. You got my number, Quan. Can you put my number up and give it to Paulie Fields so he can give me a call in a few minutes when we get off here? Because I just don't. No, I got a Google number. I got an extra phone where people can call, but I'm not. Yeah. All right, Mr. Purveyor of whatever you are. We waited on you, bro. You failed miserably. So anyway, fam, this idea that Jim Crow influenced racial stereotypes that pervade the mind of white people, all right, will lead them to the unmistakable conclusion that they need to protect themselves from young black people. Uh-oh, Peace Purveyor showed up. He said black women experience more violence at the hands of black men. Not what? White women experience more violence at the hands of white men. So what are you talking about? Mexican women, Mexican men. Like, that doesn't make sense. Whoever you are, we can't even entertain you today, man. Come with, and that's a lie. You understand what I'm saying? We don't make birth control and fake tampons with talcum powder in it that's poison to black women. We don't make all this stuff. We don't make these laws and all this other kind of stuff. You know how many black women are attacked by white? Stop, bro. We're not even gonna get. Yeah, let me get this dude off this. Thank you, Quan. Can you deal with that? Because that's just ridiculous. I don't know who that character is. No, sometimes people like that, they take their daughter to the daughter has a play, and you the big ass dad, take your daughter to the play, and you would want to get your ass on stage. No, you can't do that. That's for little kids. Don't do that. Walter O'Neill said that is a perception that media systematically would like us to believe. Black on black crime is a construct that was designed to destruct black folks from the real issue, which is a system designed to attempt to devalue the lives of black people by trying to suggest that they don't value their own lives. It's all propaganda. Thank you very much. Paulie Fields said he sounds like an agent. Jeffrey Anthony said he's regurgitating white feminist points. Anyway, the practice of labeling black children as dangerous heightened in the Jim Crow era, as white mobs lynched and killed children like 14-year-old Emmett Till if they dared to cross a racial boundary that white society invented and ruthlessly then enforced. Wow. Rico Sadiq says Dr. Amos Wilson stated that they write their laws to incriminate us. Wow. It's a very real dynamic what we're dealing with, fam. And as you could see, we are dealing with the triple threat. We have to defend ourselves from the wickedness that may be in us. We have to check that. And then externally, we have to deal with the wickedness coming from people like the Peace Purveyor, who his name says he's coming in peace, but it's just, yeah, his posts are just agitating posts to kind of disrupt the natural flow of things. Last threat is the obvious. Ralph Ewell talked about that. Somebody came at me the other day because I didn't agree with the Tennessee 3. No. I wasn't taking the side of white supremacists or white people against black people or whatever. I just said, no, I'm not riding with you because you got an afro and throwing up a black power fist. Nah. I stated what I felt and I saw what was going on, and it sounded like them people were being paid. Anyway. Thank you very much, Quan. Really appreciate you. Hopefully, Paulie Fields will give me a call so we can talk and see how we can get this telephone thing popping off so we can step this up. Someone else suggested, Quan, that just picking people from the audience that have questions and bringing them on live so they can ask a question and speak, a format that I think Brother Richard uses on his platform. But anyway, we'll dive into all of that. All right. Last comment. Quan says no black woman should be pushing feminism because it goes against the black family structure. White feminists only use us to push their white agendas. So stop that. Stop the blood clot grain. All right. It's Professor Griffin. Of course, this is Serious Minds RNTV. Thank y'all very, 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 very much. And I know y'all tired of these commercials in the order that I'm playing them in. I'm asking everybody to revamp the commercial, send it back to me so we can refresh this thing next week. All right, I was waiting for May because when May Day hits, we're going to be talking about what May Day actually means. Tuesday, I want to talk about this whole Cleopatra thing, so I'm going to need you to help me out with that, Quan, and be on deck. All right, my phone number is 678-557-2919. Give me a call, Mr. Paulie Fields, and the rest of y'all. Love y'all to life. And thank y'all very much. Serious minds attract serious minds seriously. Serious. Peace.
Warning. Self-destruct sequence has initiated.
We just received some very disturbing news from Washington that the Supreme Court of the United States of America has stripped away the...
Check out Plant-Based BK on DoorDash. Create your own playlist from our winter soundtrack. Turn up the bass.
Greetings, peace and love, and welcome to Smile Pharmacy Apothecary. We've been here since 2019, and although times have changed and healthcare has evolved, our traditions of compassion and professionalism thrives on. You are always at the heart of what we do. Smile Pharmacy, we heal. Visit us today online or in store at smilepharmacy.com.
50 million. That's how many people in the U.S. suffer from chronic pain. Many turn to opioid painkillers for relief.
The evidence is not at all clear about the efficacy of these drugs long-term for chronic pain.
Mayo Clinic pain management specialist Dr. Mike Hooten says what is clear about these painkillers is the risk associated with taking them.
The problems of addiction, but also a related problem of accidental overdose deaths.
Keep your body in motion with Little Goddess's Pain Potion on littlegoddessapothecary.com.
According to quantum physics, a particle vibrating from your sound box when you speak can affect a molecule inside a star at the edge of the universe instantly. This is what's known as quantum entanglement. The greatest illusion of the universe is the illusion of separation. Do not say your voice carries no weight. Your words are being absorbed by the edge of infinity. May you create as you speak.
Which means it's too strong.
Grip, public enemy, the ex-minister.